Hey guys, Mackay here with Ironside Ranch. Today I'm going to show you guys how we made a hog feeder that holds 1,500 pounds, and we did this for about $100, a little bit less actually, but about $100 instead of paying the $1,500 it would take to buy one brand new, or if you can find one used, they're about $400, $400 or $500. Okay, so this was actually a really simple process. What we did is we paid about $50 for the IBC tote, and I'm sorry, before I get into this, I've got this kind of barricaded. We're up on the hilltop here, so there's a little bit of wind. It's really cold out today, so hopefully that doesn't affect the sound quality too much. But if it does, we'll try to edit out as much as we can. And so what we wanted is we wanted the ability to put our hogs out here and give them unlimited feed, because they use the feed as a supplement. They're predominantly raised on pasture, but they do get a good supplement of feed, and we didn't want to be filling feed all the time. We wanted them to make efficient use of it, and we wanted them to have unlimited access as much as they needed to get nice and fat and healthy. And so when you start looking around at hog feeders, you can find them used for about $400 or $500. Usually the bottom's rusted out and you got to re-weld something there. Or if you the big ones, or the other issue that you run into is they're $1,500 for a big one. That's just a little bit too much money for us to really make a good profit, and especially when there's other options out there. I don't know why we'd pay that when I have a much better option here. So what we've done is we paid $50 for an IBC tote. All the wood I had was actually laying around from other projects, so this is all spare scrap stuff that we used. So we didn't buy anything other than the IBC totes in our case. Now you may not have the wood laying around, in which case you got probably $50 worth of lumber in here, and then there is a little bit of sheet metal as well to make the top for this. But what we did is we went ahead and we cut this section out. Now each side, this side and the opposite side, are both cut out. The opposite side's a little bit smaller. The reason we made that one a little bit smaller, so that way the smaller pigs have a place to go that the bigger pigs can't really get into, and it keeps us from having a fighting issue with the pigs themselves, to where the bigger pigs aren't pushing the smaller ones away, because the bigger pigs can really only eat out of this side. Now this one here, you can see I only made a cut and I did 3 sides on it, so that way I could bend that back, and that's still connected there with metal, so I didn't have to use any type of bracket or anything. I suppose if you cut it all the way through, you could just put a piece of metal strapping on the back side and screw it in. But in our case, the way that we did it is we just cut 3 sides and then bent the metal back, and it seems to be strong enough, holding well. This is just an old piece from a shipping box, and we did the same thing on the other. Some technical problems with my camera, so I'm gonna have to finish filming this with my phone. But so kind of the next step here, after we got this board placed up top, we got everything cut out. We cut a slight angle here to kind of match the angle of the of these vertical supports coming down, and then we took a belt sander down here to the base, and we sanded all this down. That way, as the pigs are reaching their head over, we don't have any sharp edges here cutting into their neck or anything like that, and that just kind of helped us avoid any issues with making the plastic line up and everything. But like I said, mostly just to make sure we didn't have any jagged pieces of metal cutting into our pig's neck. Next, we had the issue of the hole at the top. Now, the IBC totes have a waterproof bung up at the top, but the issue that we're going to run into there is how to get the feed into that little hole. So I had a couple options. I could either A, build a funnel, and or B, use a scoop, or C, I could just cut all the way around it. And so what we elected to do is we elected to cut all the way around it. That way a 50 gallon bag, a 50-pound bag, I can just simply cut the top off and dump it right in there, and it makes it really, really simple. And so we cut the top off. The other reason that we cut the top off is we knew we were going to have to build some type of lip here anyways. We wanted a little bit of a lip to protect the side from rain, so that the rainwater's not going in. Now, I didn't mind if a little bit of water got in here, because the pigs will eat it fast enough, and let's be honest, they're pigs, they don't really care, and they'll eat whatever's in there. But what I didn't want is I didn't want a bunch of water pooling in here and molding. And so far we've got about a 4-inch lip over the edge of this, 4 to 6 inches or so, and that seems to be working really well. So after that, it was just a matter of building this lid here, and so we had to install some hinges there on the side, build a small frame, and then this is just a scrap piece of OSB board we had hanging around. Now, on top of this OSB board, we will we're going to put some sheet metal that I've got laying around, but it's on another project right now that I got to tear apart. So the sheet metal's not there yet, but you'll definitely need that, or this OSB or whatever you put up here, unless you do pressure treated plywood. This is going to rot really, really fast. The other thing that we would do is we're actually going to build a small kickstand here to hold this thing up and get this out of our way a little bit better. But other than that, we've been really happy with it. We haven't had any problems with water getting down in there. It's been really nice. You can see there's a few clumps there with just a little bit of dripping. That's actually because I opened the lid and it's been real rainy here, and I opened the lid to check on the feed level. Now, one problem that we've noticed, let me jump around here on this side and I'll show you that we're going to address as soon as they run this feed out, is over here on this side. If we fill it up too high, what's going to end up happening is that's going to come tumbling out. So we actually need to attach another 2x4 right there to seal that gap, and we need to do that on all four sides. So we're going to cut just a little piece, and we're still wanting it to come down, but I need to put about a, I don't know, 10-inch 2x4 in there just to kind of control that gap a little bit and remove some of the force of this of the feed behind it coming out. So right now it's fine, and this is holding about 500 pounds of feed. This tub in theory should be able to hold about 1,500 pounds of feed. So once we get those 2x4s put in there, then we'll put some more information out on this. But we should be able to have a 1,500 pound feed barrel here that's movable around our property. It slides right on the pallet forks on the tractor. It's really convenient. So just overall, really happy with this, guys. A lot cheaper than buying a $1,500 feed barrel or a feeder, and this really didn't take that long to make. I probably have, I don't know, an hour, maybe two into this. It's not a lot of work, so worked out pretty well for us. Anyways, guys, my arm's getting tired, and like I said, I had to finish filming this with my phone. So I really appreciate y'all watching. Make sure and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Head over to our website, and we are taking orders right now for beef and pork. So if y'all are looking for something here this spring, or I'm sorry, this summer or this fall, just let us know. Shoot us an email, and we'll get y'all taken care of. Thanks.